Check it out, Lord Finesse.
Never sell out, fuck that, yo, I'm dead ass.
AKA the underboss.
Who you be?
A roughneck, living for 95 and beyond.
AKA the funky man.
Lord Finesse got something for your eardrums. Back on the scene, long time no hear from.
AKA seldom seen.
Brothers better lounge when I pass through town.
You better recognize.
Don't know, better ask around.
AKA whatever else you want to add to it. I got so many hats I wear.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother.
Represent DITC.
Niggas know what time it is with my man Finesse. Y'all know how we
What
do.
are some of Lord Finesse's favorite places in the world to dig?
Oh, wow. Shit. Oh, man. It's a really... Okay, Japan. You know, that was always number one. Because people don't know. The people, like owners and store owners, would come to the United States for 3 to 4 months and go all throughout the United States and shop in all these stores and bring all that shit back to Japan. So shit we can't find here is sitting up on the wall in Japan in mint condition. For a lot of money, of course. You know, but you just happy to just see it, let alone spend the money. You know, so Japan used to be like number one. That was like number one. I mean, I would dig in certain spots like, you know, Sweden, and, you know, they had a spot in Amsterdam, and you got these little nook and cranny spots, you know. And then, of course, you know, I came up on Canada late in the game, you know. It's been, but y'all still got a lot of stuff here, like, you know, at Cosmos and all these spots that I frequent them, you know. But right now I'm rehabbing and shit, you know. I go in the store, I can't just buy one record. It's just like you go in there like, yeah, I'm only gonna spend $100, and you come out like, God damn, man, I spent $1,500, man. The plan was $100, you know. So yeah, I can't go in those spots. Not me. That's my love for music that does that.
How much do you think your record collection is worth?
Good question. I don't know. That's a good question. They dubbed my collection a low-fat collection, you know, meaning I don't really have no real bullshit in there. People just collect records and have 100,000 records, but, you know, 80% of that shit is trash. That's not a real record collection, you know. That's like eating fantail shrimp with all the fucking flour around the shrimp, but the shrimp is like this, but the whole fantail shit is like this. So, you know, my shit, you know, my collection got a lot of shrimp in it, you know.
What do you have to say to people who don't respect hip-hop because they don't play a traditional instrument?
That's bullshit. That's just so bullshit. Because you don't have to play. We are playing instruments, believe it or not. We might be playing more fucking instruments than they playing. Actuality, to keep it 1,000%. We're just not classically trained, or we ain't go to college, you know, fuck up a lot of time in college to play one instrument. So I've been on the drum for 100 years. Okay, you know, that's great. I'm not taking nothing away from that. Probably a fantastic drummer. But for you to do something, you still need a bass dude, you need a horn dude, you need a piano dude to create something. So you could be the greatest drummer in the world, but if you don't got that team around you, it's hard to buy an album with straight fucking drums, you know. Now, as a person that produced from a sampling format, I can't speak for all these other dudes, you know. To take sounds, particle sounds from about 10 different records to create one fucking record, and it all comes in play, the horns, the bass notes, the little string sounds, the wordplay, the little drum roll, and this and that. When they say, yo, they not real, suck my dick, because that shit is hard. Try that shit, you know? Try to learn all the motherfucking filtering. Try to learn how to chop. Try to learn how to program. You know, when you go in there and you playing drums, yeah, you the foundation and everybody builds on top of that. But when you in there and you got to shout commands, or when I worked with musicians, shit, I work with Roy Ayers. So And you still gotta tell them what you want. You still gotta have a fucking idea. Like, I don't like when they try to discredit, sampling, because it is an art. And people don't know there's different levels to producing. There's different levels of sampling. I always say that. I sample. So I can take a fragment of a sound and create a musical composition with 2 or 3 notes. That's a fucking art. And I add a bass line, add whatever sounds to that to create a musical composition. It's not fucking easy. Now, if you find a loop, and it's the most fantastic loop, and you got that shit going around, and you ain't add no drums or nothing, and it's just a loop, okay, I can see why you could say, he's not producing, yeah, he's just fucking looping. But when I talk about producers, Premier, Large Professor, Pete Rock, I would say Dre, but Dre, he can play. So they say, no, he don't count, he plays an instrument. But, Dilla, you gonna tell me that these dudes don't count? Premier got over motherfucking 1,200 works of art out there. 1,200. He's been working since the fucking 80s. Name somebody that's been that consistent. By far I say he's the greatest. People, they got their reasons why they pick people. I just say with him, he's the complete package, period. What you gonna say? His workload from the 80s, okay, he did a lot of work. You need plaques? Got 1 million plaques, Classics? Got a ton of classics. Took his friends and put them on the map and gave them classics when you look at artists like J. Rue and Group Home, Name another producer could take a group like Group Home and did what he did. So people gotta understand what the fuck they talking about before they start, downplaying sampling and what cats could do, because most of them niggas is more talented than the same niggas talking shit. And like I said, I'm not really trying to bash nobody. I'm just passionate about my art. I'm passionate about the culture. I'm passionate about it to the fact that, if you want to get in this music game, there is room for people to get into it, but I always ask artists, are you getting into it to contribute, or are you getting into it just to make a living? There's a difference, If you contribute, you can do great works of art and make money. Now, if you're here to just make money, then you really don't give a fuck about the culture and the art. I'm just making money, and a good 70% of me ain't gonna really fuck with you like that, because at any given time you will twist and turn and do some bullshit because you're just trying to make money. So I'm more for the complete artist versus somebody that just wants to make money. But this is the music game is business, so you gotta know how to do both, because you get the assholes that tell me it should be free because it's the art. Shut the fuck up, man. Fuck out my face with that shit. Because I'm going to do it for free and somebody's going to take it and make money off of it, and I'm going to keep it real and they're going to get paid? Really? Well, you keep doing that shit, You probably some dude that come from a home that's well off, and they go, little Bobby, you can do whatever you want to do. We got millions, so you want to, cut your hair off, paint it blonde, and do art all day. That's just you. Got $2 million in the trust fund for that, I'm from the hood, man. We got to take what we want, so ain't no fucking trust fund. We got to create a trust fund. Ain't no motherfucking 401k plan in this shit for us, So, I take it all. I'm passionate about it,
What was it like working with Dr. J?
Dr. J or Dr. J?
Dr. J.
Oh, no, I'm fucking with you. Man, that's the master chef, man. I was just out there with him in 2013 for 5 months. And I'm a student, When he called me, my exact words was like, yo, you don't even have to sell me on what you're trying to do. You know, this is your movie. You know, you want to create this movie. You know, this is before the, you know, NWA and all that. You know, it's just wanting to work. I'm like, well, shit, I don't even want to be the co-star, nigga. I'll be the fucking supporting cast, you know? Because I know I'm working with motherfucking Scorsese or motherfucking Oliver Stone. So just to be a part of that whole process, I looked at it from a different level, you know? And it was sometimes where I'd be there, but if he ain't need me to work, I just sat there and just studied. 6 to 8 hours straight. Just sat there, just watched everything they did. Just watched the drummer, watched everything. Like, I took it in because people would pay for that opportunity. So why have that bullshit attitude like, oh, he don't need me to produce, so I'm gonna go in the lounge. You know, you getting a chance to just pick up something. Shit, I'm looking like if this dude gonna be a billionaire, if a smidget of this shit rub off on me, you know, it'll be a good thing. So, you know, I would definitely pick his brain and have conversations with it, like, you know, because for the most part, you know, I worked with him in like 98, 99 on Chronic 2001 and didn't really get to really absorb everything because it happened so quick. So I had a lot of questions like, dag, man, what if I would have stayed? What if I would have did this? What if I would have did that? Dag, what if I should have did this? Or I had a lot of personal questions I wanted to ask. It wasn't even about, oh, I just, you know, I want to be there, I'm going to laugh at all his jokes and all that shit. Nah, it wasn't like that for me. I had a lot of unanswered questions in my head from a producer standpoint and a putting in time standpoint. So, you know, I call it the 5-month retreat because I was out there for 5 months and I've learned a lot of things just sitting by watching, you know, and always had that positive attitude, you know. I'm the type, if the session start at 2, I'm there at 1. I'm there from the beginning, and even if he leave before me, sometime I'm in there like an hour or 2 after him, you know. So that's how serious I took it, just to learn more, to observe more, because I don't get to be around cats like that all the time, you know. I'm blessed to have a brother like Premier at like I could pick up the phone and go, yo, Preem, I'm coming to the studio, you know. That's one of my mentors. That's like my big brother. He really, I learned a lot from in a game of music as being around the showbiz or as being around a large professor. I'm around these people daily. So I'm not around Dre like that. So to get that opportunity again, I just tried to make the most of it.
How did DITC form?
Wow, that's... Man, how much time we got for this? Nah, I mean, it's an awkward story because there is no exact formula for it. I tell people all the time, it was something that happened. We ain't plan on it happen. We ain't even say, okay, DITC is gonna be the name. All that shit was organic. I mean, so organic. Like, it's just weird. It was just everything and all the stars and talent aligning at the same time because it was weird. Diamond was the first out the crew to make a record called The Ultimate Force, You Know I'm Not Playing. Okay, so it was him and Master Rob, and I used to hang out with them while I was hanging out with Mike Smooth. But at the time, they were so engulfed in The Ultimate Force that they didn't have time for artists like me, so I really gravitated to Mike Smooth. But so you had Show and Diamond was like the neighborhood DJs along with Mike Smooth and Chili D and DJs in the neighborhood, Supreme, Hutch, you know, but I more gravitated towards Mike Smooth along with Show and Diamond. Like, I would cut school and hang out with Diamond and do my rhyme tapes in there, you know. So we would do that. It's like it was a pathway that I had to go to walk to school that was kind of right under Diamond window. So I don't know, he probably timed this shit. Like, he walks through here every day about this time. And, you know, he would have his window, but the shades be pulled down where you could only see, like, part. And it's 3rd floor. So you just be walking through and you hear, psst, yo, you going to school today? I'm like, nah, what's going on? Yo, man, we could make a tape today. Yo, okay, I'm going to go to your homeroom, then I'm going to come to your crib. And, you know, that's what I would do. I would go to school, go to homeroom, hang out at Diamond crib until like 4 or 5 in the afternoon when his moms get home, you know, and listen to him cut breaks. That's where some of my love for the music came from, watching him, and you know, all my knowledge of James Brown, most of it comes from Diamond. James Brown, just junkie, you know. So, you know, during that time, I mean, you know, trying to be the best rapper in the world, I was going to different areas battling people. And, you know, I went to Clinton High School. I really went to kind of meet Antoinette. I was the female rapper. I thought she was, like, incredible. My man was like, she go to my school. I know her. I was like, a word? So, you know, my man 40. But in the meantime, 40 setting up battles. My man Rob coming up here. He's going to tear shit up, you know. So, you know, I would go different places, schools, and battle people. It just happened one day. I was up at Clinton. Battled the whole schoolyard of dudes. Just went through a whole schoolyard like water. Like, just, they was just coming. It was just on. Till this dude by the name of Infinite comes into the schoolyard. We going back and forth. But I'm loving this dude's style. Like, this dude is, and you know, it was a mutual respect. Infinite, y'all now know him as AG. You know. So now I finally get a chance to make a record, and I told Mike I definitely wanted beats from Show and Diamond. And then AG happened to be dating a chick across the street from where I lived at. He was looking for a DJ, and they brought me to AG. It was like, yo, here's a DJ for you. You don't DJ, he's a rapper. You know? And it's like, nah, he DJ too. So I was telling him I was working on the Funky Technician. You still rhyme? He kicked like, all he had to do was kick them 4, 6 bars. Okay, it's on. Yo, come to the studio and we're gonna work. So at the time, Show was looking for an artist and AG was looking for a DJ, and that's how you got Show and AG. Okay, so now you have me, Show, Diamond, AG. That's like the foundation 4 right there. That's the spark of it all. Now, you got Fat Joe, lived in the same hood, lived on the same block. You know, so when I always tell people we grew up together, it's not, no, we grew up in the Bronx together. No, we grew up on the same block together. Me, Diamond, Mike Smooth, Fat Joe, you know, and Show. Same block, you know, so that's how real it is. You know, so this is like, we're family. It's not like no artist shit with us, you know. We get into arguments, we get into a lot of different shit, but it's family. Okay, so now Diamond started working on Fat Joe. Well, Show and AG started. They came out with Runaway Slave, the Red Label. Diamond came after. Nobody knew Diamond rhymed, so that best kept secret shit is the truth. Because I had no fucking idea he was nice like that.
Pass me a mic and I'ma keep it. Yeah, boy, I'm the best kept secret.
So I used to make mixtapes with Buck Wow. You know, we used to work out this store, Rock and Wills, you know, where we met in Rock and Wills and we started doing mixtapes together. So when Mike Smooth wasn't traveling, I would take Buck Wow on tour with me. During the tour, we did a Source tour. It was me, it was Bismarck, it was RSO with Benzino, Power Rule, Roxanne Shante, Bismarck, Cooley Live, shoot, man, Search. The most unorthodox tour ever. It was a group by the name of Organized Confusion, and on the tour with them was OC. So while on the tour, OC and Buck formed this camaraderie where they said when the tour is over, we want to work on a project together. Okay. So, you know, when the tour was over, they was asking me, well, Finesse, you know, Buck was asking me, yo, you want to get down on this OC thing? I said, sure, I'd like to submit for that. And that's how you got OC and Word Life along with Buck Wow.
Good times we had, now it's all so sad. One of my childhood pals hit the road. When you take to the streets, then you die by the code. But in this case, who knows what went down? Bottom line is wishing that he still was around.
Same store. I was doing an autograph signing for the Funky Technician. And here comes this other dude with his man. He sends his man over. Like, my boy want to rhyme for you. And I was like, I'm going to give him my manager number and he could make that happen, you know, work out. So it was like, came back across the room to me and said, yo, my man said, fuck that, he rhyme for you. If you don't like him, he won't ever bother you again. Oh, fuck that, rhyme. And that's how you got Big L. Because I was so impressed when he finished rhyming. I was getting all his numbers. He ain't need my numbers. I was like getting all his numbers.
I'm coming straight out the NYC. I'm down with digging in the crates and I'm MVP.
So that's how you got like digging, you know, and it's awkward because usually people form groups and then they go solo. And now you got everybody that's solo with classic albums. Everybody had classic albums from, you know, Show and AG, the Diamond, the Me, the Fat Joe, the OC, Big L. Everybody got classic albums. So when you form in a restaurant with 8 chefs from different restaurants, it's very complicated and intriguing to cook that one meal. So when you got to put an album together, everybody got their own opinion because they their own boss in their own right. So that's why it was always crazy, you know, and it's a complicated maneuver to formulate a DITC album because everybody is great chefs in their own right. So some people might say, look, I want to cook with garlic. Some person might go, I don't like garlic. Yo, let's try oregano, man. That shit, I don't want no oregano. You know, so to put all that in the room and to formulate something, people don't know how hard it is because if you started like that and then y'all broke apart, okay, it was a design, a format, and a blueprint that created the first album, and you go back to that blueprint. But when you got all these different formulas and blueprints that made people successful in their own right, it's hard to bring all those blueprints in and start trying to do it again and as one. Like taking this dude built the building, everybody built buildings, and now you're going to construct one blueprint to build the skyscraper. Good luck with that.
Big L, when you found out that he passed, where were you and what was your immediate reaction?
Unexpected. I was on my way home when I found that out. And it's just like as soon as I got home, my pager was just going crazy. Like all everything, phones, everything was just going crazy. And I immediately went back out and drove down to where he was at. And he was like, he was covered, you know. It was, I remember sitting there, standing there with Show and Fat Joe. We sitting there watching the body covered, like in disbelief, you know, because he was the youngest out of all of us. So I'm looking like I'll probably be gone before he be gone, you know. Like he's the youngest, you know. So we ain't think that was like possible and shit, you know. When you seeing parents burying their children at such a young age, it's just like, this shit is out of hand, you know. So when that happened, I just went home and just went to sleep, man, and disbelief, hoping when I wake up that it would just be a bad dream or something.